But I want to start with just Word rather than opening a file because I want you to see the features that you have available where it's saying loading featured templates. And you've got some really, really nice featured templates here. They are quite stunning. So obviously you have your blank document, which you have had for many years. But they've, like as Mike said, they've come into the 21st century. You've now got the ability to write a blog post. There is a template for that. There is a guide to using Word. There is single spaced, and then you come on to the more highly designed templates. You have annual reports, promotional cards, birthdays, all sorts of things. Particularly the calendars, I think, are really nice. You could do that traditionally, but you had to go online and you had to then go and download extra templates and then change the dates and things in them. So I think that they are available. I think it's nice that they are available from the interface here. The other main difference for me is when I saw 2010, Word 2010, the very first thing I said was, surely you can change that view so it uses the full width of a widescreen monitor. And no, you couldn't. There was a lot of white space. So they fixed that problem before we get any further. So you can actually see these, and you've got very nice clear thumbnails of the templates as well. So I'm going to choose this event planner down here just to show you the kind of thing that these templates can do. Not only do they look stunning, but they're highly configurable as well. So I'm going to double click that, and it says downloading template event planner. So it's making sure I've got the latest version. Hopefully it won't take too long. The file is not actually that big. Now on the version of Word that I was prepping this on, that had already been downloaded. Right, so it's downloaded it, and what I've got here in front of me now is the option to select the dates for it, which is fantastic. When I was writing Word templates about 12 years ago, I used to program in little dialog boxes like this. So as soon as a template was opened, a new file was made based on the template, I could let the users configure it the way they wanted, so they could choose dates and things like that. But Microsoft templates traditionally haven't had that built-in intelligence. But as you can see, this one does. So what's the start date for my event plan? Well, I'm going to say September, so I can choose that. I don't have to type it. I can choose from these drop downs. I'm choosing 2012. I prefer my calendar to start on a Monday, Sunday being a day of rest for me. So week starts on a Monday, and then choose to show either 6 months or 12 months. So I'll choose 12 months and then just hit OK. It is then configuring that, and it will then open it in Word for me. Now, it's saying if I want to change the dates later, I can go back and retrospectively do that with the calendar tab on the ribbon, which is fantastic. That's even better. So OK to that, and it opens up this very nice, highly designed document. I could probably create that on my own. I'm sure you could. The thing is, just think of the time it's saving, and you can always go back and make changes to it later. So what you've got here, you have lots of placeholder texts, and it actually says to you to replace the placeholder text with your own, just click it and start typing. Now, if you've ever used Pages on a Mac, that's exactly how that works. So all you've got to do is click the elements that you want to change and start typing. So for this, let's say it's a training event. So, training event. And literally it just overtypes it. I'll put my name in as the organiser. And you can see how easy it is to just start building up a really nice, highly designed document. You could then in here put the project phases in. So if I don't want to overtype that, if I quite like the idea that phase 1 is there, then as long as I select it and then press the arrow key to move to the end, I can then carry on. So my first step would be a training needs analysis, and then maybe I want to follow that up with the core training. So put all of that in there. So I don't have to delete the text that's there, but it's very easy to do so if I want to. So let's say for the training needs analysis, if this is starting in September, we'll start the training needs analysis on the 25th. So I'm going to click in there. And as you can see, rather than expecting me to type it in and knowing the format that I want, I can click the drop down and choose from there. I get a nice control to do that with. So I'm going to start that on the 25th. As you can see, it's pulled it in American format. I have no idea how Mike has the machine configured. I'm assuming that's a machine issue. And let's take that through to October the 10th. There we go. So you can do that for all of these options here. Now, It's pretty simple. It's giving you that overview. It's allowing you to do that. But in here, this is just a table. So you can make changes to this if you want to. So for instance, on Thursday the 6th, I have a webinar. So I would actually like to format that. There we go, that's what I want to see. I want to make sure that that number, which is 6, the 6th, is red. Also want to make sure that the 20th is, and the 27th. So that reminds me that those days I actually have webinars, and I do want to make sure that I don't schedule full days because I'm going to be working in the evening those days. So you can do all of that in there. So really just showing you that the templates are highly usable now. Very, very nice and highly usable. Now at this point I haven't saved this file, and as Mike says, when I come to save this, it's going to return me to the Backstage view. So I'm going to save the file, and it takes me back to this view. And the reason it's taking me back to this view is that I have 2 locations to save this. Now, I don't mean locations in terms of files and folders on your hard drive. I mean 2 huge locations, either the cloud in SkyDrive or locally to your computer. So this one I'm going to put on the computer. It shows me the recent folders, and I have been using the folder called Word on the desktop. So I will choose that, and clicking there gives me the standard dialog box, and I can then save that in there. So I shall put in there, that was my training event. So put training event on the end of it, and I can choose the type I have and whether I have a thumbnail with it and all of that. So I'm just going to hit save on that, and that is saved. At which point it will take me back to the document. So that was just showing you the templates. The templates are much, much improved, and you have access to many, many more online as well.